Hi, I'm Tarryn from Generation Health. Look, people always ask me, why do I store fat in certain areas of my body? And I really wanted to address that today. So you store fat for a start because there is an area that is stressed, and fat accumulates where there is stress. What is stress, you may ask? Well, right there we're looking at your glands, and you have glands all over the body. And so what you will see and start to notice now that I'm talking about it is that different people store fat in different areas, and depending on whichever gland is the gland that's weak or starting to become in trouble or may already be in great trouble, will ultimately determine where that fat is being accumulated. So some examples of that I'll explain to you. The first one we'll look at is the thyroid body type. Now your thyroid is actually up in your neck, and although the thyroid body shape doesn't distribute fat in any one particular area, that's because the thyroid hormones go into every single cell in your body, and so fat will actually accumulate everywhere. It will not store in any one particular place. It will just seem to come on everywhere. The next body shape that we'll look at is the estrogenic type body shape. Now you'll know this kind because the upper body will be quite slim, and in fact it can be super impossible, like resistant and near to impossible to lose any fat from anywhere other than your upper body. And so there we're looking at the gland that's in trouble, which is the ovaries. And so we call that an estrogenic body type. The next body shape that we'll look at is the adrenal body type. Now with the adrenal, that particular body type will be thin in the arms, thin in the legs, but they will particularly have a belly. Now, in that central area, the adrenal glands are what we're addressing. Now, the adrenal glands just sit above the kidneys, and they are the ones that are in trouble or overworked, potentially fatigued, and that's when you really start to get into trouble with some other symptoms as well. The next body shape that we'll address is the liver. Now, the liver body shape you will typically see in a man, and the reason why is we call this the pot belly. Now the pot belly looks different to the adrenal in the way that it's very round and sits quite high. It sits high up above the rib cage, and what's happening is that the liver is under so much stress that it's actually leaking fluid into the sac that sits in the abdomen, and so that's where the round distinguished shape comes from. And we call that a pot belly because mostly we associate that with heavy drinkers. However, these days we're seeing much more of this kind of a shape, not all due to alcohol consumption, but also the amount of artificial foods that are being consumed. In a female, how we'd see that is not a round belly, but you'd get a roll that sits very high. And those are the four body shapes. Those are the ways that we are being able to see why fat is accumulating in particular areas. Stubborn fat, even more so. So there is a body type quiz, which will be at the bottom of this video, a link below. Which body type are you? Follow the link and go and find out. Look forward to the next one.